thoughts on the career of Manny Pacquiao? And did you know him well?
No lo conozco personalmente, pero lo que sí te puedo decir es que ha logrado mucho en el boxeo y ganó campeonatos en muchas divisiones, grandes peleas. Creo que era el momento de retirarse. Él ya está en el Salón de la Fama y la verdad es que un gran peleador.
You know, I don't know.
No.
Canelo Álvarez recently admitted his surprise at the intensity of Manny Pacquiao's training, joking that Pacquiao at 46 displayed more speed than he did at 36. It's always a bit scary when legends return from retirement. I remember his last fight didn't go well, but I hope he gets it right this time. Reflecting the concerns of many fans, Canelo Álvarez pointed to Pacquiao's poor showing against Ugas. Still, ahead of the Mario Barrios fight, Canelo found reassurance in Pacquiao's current form. "I trust Manny. He's a disciplined fighter, and his training sessions have been insane. Most active boxers don't even have that kind of strength, speed, and agility."
You don't lose that. Fire.
Unsurprisingly, many boxing fans echoed Canelo Álvarez's sentiments. Legends recognize legends. Manny Pacquiao is one of those icons who will always be respected in boxing. His discipline and lifestyle will continue to inspire fans, one fan shared. Another added, "I love the mutual respect between these two legends, two all-time greats with deep admiration for each other. I hope Manny can move past the disappointment of his election loss and capture the championship at 46. It's a big dream, and I truly hope he achieves it."
Un gran peleador.
You know, I don't know Manny Pacquiao personally, but I know that he's a great champion. You know, it was his time for his retirement. He had already reached the Hall of Fame, but he is a great fighter.
Yeah. Basically, as you move forward, Canelo, and you look at,
A third fan commented, "I remember the roar from fans when Manny Pacquiao beat Keith Thurman in 2019. I hope to see that joy again. The people's champion deserves it. He's preparing hard, and I believe he'll get there." Another added, "Canelo didn't lie about Manny. Most boxers today can't match Pacquiao's level of discipline and training. He's incredible at what he does and deserves every accolade." After showing signs of early fatigue in his initial training footage, Pacquiao has looked much more active and athletic since beginning his outdoor sessions a few days ago. Shortly before that, Pacquiao hinted at a return to the spotlight when a 38-second video surfaced showing him training intensely. Dressed in simple sportswear, the Filipino legend unleashed combinations on the punching bag with the same drive that made him an 8-division champion. The footage, shared by Boxing Kingdom, came with a clear message: the legend is back. Now 46 and nearly 4 years out of the ring, Pacquiao is preparing to face Mario Barrios, the current WBC welterweight champion. Scheduled for July 19th in Las Vegas, the bout matches two generations with contrasting styles. Barrios, 16 years younger, enters on a winning streak fueled by constant pressure and a sharp jab. This fight is more than a comeback. It's a battle against time.
Let me sneeze and say Floyd Mayweather. How do I sneeze and say Floyd Mayweather?
All right, hey, listen. Then that shows that you're a neophyte in boxing. You know nothing about boxing.
Well, excuse me?
Because no.
What? I ain't hear you, Mike. What'd you say?
That you don't know much about boxing.
It's a little uncomfortable up here.
No one said who was better. I said And there's nobody in boxing or fighting that looks sensational.
Sensational.
The way that Pacquiao did against Rio.
In other words,
what do you think? You're an expert. What do you think?
I think like
In Pacquiao's camp, they're well aware of the challenges ahead and appear to be focusing their training on handling adversity if it comes. A brief statement to Eli Sekbak from a team member revealed their mindset going into the WBC welterweight title fight. While strength and conditioning coach Justin Fortune and manager Buboy Fernandez were present, it was an assistant trainer who gave the key insight. When asked about their strategy and prediction, he simply said, "It will go 12 rounds." From that statement, it's clear Pacquiao's team doesn't expect an early finish. Rather than a 400-meter sprint, they're preparing for a full marathon. The real question is whether Pacquiao still has the stamina to go the distance. Despite recent criticism, including after his last bout against Cuban boxer William Skull, Canelo Álvarez continues to earn praise from boxing legends. The latest to speak up is Manny Pacquiao, who is preparing for his comeback fight against Mexican-American Mario Barrios. When asked about Canelo, Pacquiao needed just 3 words. Speaking to ES News, the 46-year-old Filipino called Alvarez a role model before sharing his thoughts on the Mexican star's upcoming bout against American welterweight champion Terence Crawford.
A while back, your son was in the gym with Canelo. Canelo showed him a lot of love.
Yeah.
He's a good person too. Canelo's a good person.
Yeah. He's a role model. One of the role models in boxing.
You guys separate yourself from most fighters, being like the face of the sport.
Pacquiao landed in Los Angeles a few hours ago to continue preparations for his July 19th fight at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. The bout will be for the WBC interim welterweight title, currently held by Barrios. Pacquiao also shared advice for Canelo Álvarez, praising his decision to face Terence Crawford and calling it a good matchup. According to Pacquiao, the keys for Álvarez will be speed, style, and strength. His friendship with Canelo goes back several years. In 2021, Pacquiao's son, Emmanuel Jr., trained with Álvarez and his coach, Eddie Reynoso.
Did you get any sleep yet, Manny? Or
Morning.
any sleep yet, or still a jet lag?
So you're like,
But you're still working out.
I sleep like 12, then woke up and 4 o'clock in the morning and that's it.
Back in 2021, Canelo Álvarez offered farewell words to Manny Pacquiao following the Filipino legend's retirement announcement. As Pacquiao shifted his focus to a presidential run in the Philippines, Álvarez reacted to the news with respect and admiration. Though they never shared the ring, both are considered among the greatest and most electrifying boxers of the past 25 years. Canelo praised Pacquiao's accomplishments but also acknowledged that he was relieved to see him step away after a lackluster performance in his final fight, a loss to Yadenis Ugas in August. It's sad, but it was about time, Canelo told Little Giant Boxing. He did a lot for boxing. He's a great fighter, a legend. Pacquiao had hinted that the loss to Ugas might be his final fight, but his team initially tried to soften the message in interviews. Eventually, Pacquiao made it official with a video statement confirming the end of his in-ring career. As I hang up my boxing gloves, I would like to thank the whole world, especially the Filipino people, for supporting Manny Pacquiao. Goodbye, boxing, he said. It is difficult for me to accept that my time as a boxer is over. Today, I am announcing my retirement.
Where you stand in your career right now, where do you think your legacy is, and how far short is it of standing as the greatest fighter in Mexico history?
I don't know. But I just wanna say, I just wanna do my history, my things, and everybody's different. But I'm gonna try to do my best and be there in one of the best.
Is that, I would imagine that that's probably a situation where you're not going to know that you're that #1 fighter in the history of Mexico until you have reached it in your heart. Is that true?
Thank you for changing my life. When my family was desperate, you gave us hope. You gave me the chance to fight my way out of poverty. Because of you, I was able to inspire people around the world. Because of you, I found the courage to change more lives. I will never forget what I've done and accomplished, things I once couldn't even imagine. I just heard the final bell. I never thought this day would come as I hang up my boxing gloves. Despite the emotional farewell, Manny Pacquiao also shared some advice for Terence Crawford ahead of his upcoming fight.
We'll do our best. I mean, it's hard to say right now, but we work hard for this training camp. We'll show you.
What do you think about Canelo?
It's good. Canelo is good. And Triple G.
A few years ago, it looked like the legendary Manny Pacquiao might eventually face champion Terence Crawford, as both were competing in similar weight classes. But the matchup never materialized, perhaps for the best, given that Pacquiao appeared to be a shadow of his former self in his final professional bouts. Since then, Crawford has taken on and defeated the top names in his division, collecting titles and remaining undefeated, climbing high in the pound-for-pound rankings. Now, he's set to face Canelo Álvarez in mid-September in what will be the biggest payday of his career. Meanwhile, Pacquiao is also making a return this summer, set to take on reigning WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios on July 19th in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Manny, you were a smaller fighter fighting bigger guys. What advice do you give Crawford for fighting Canelo, a bigger guy?
Oh, my advice is make sure that you will focus on speed. That means yes, right? That's the problem when you moving.
There's no doubt that the 46-year-old Pacquiao is fully focused on his upcoming fight against an opponent 16 years his junior. However, that didn't stop him from weighing in on the Canelo versus Crawford matchup during a May 23rd interview with Fight Hub TV. When asked what advice he would give Crawford in facing the naturally bigger Canelo, Pacquiao responded, "My advice is that he should make sure to focus on speed. That's the problem when you move up in weight. Your speed and power can fade. So he needs to focus on that."
Manny, you met Crawford in Dubai. Yeah?
Yeah.
How was that?
He got so scared of meeting Manny, he jumped up 3 weight classes because he didn't want that smoke.
3 weight classes?
Yeah, 47, 54, 60, 68. I'm joking, of course.
This presents an interesting juxtaposition to what Pacquiao likely needs to focus on in his own fight. The general consensus in the boxing community is that PacMan will have to rely on his power if he's to have any chance of defeating Barrios, who is expected to be the faster and more athletic fighter in the ring. Interestingly, another observer has drawn a connection between the upcoming Canelo Álvarez versus Terence Crawford clash and one of Pacquiao's own past fights.
Well, there you go.
Canelo Álvarez versus Terence Crawford has taken center stage in the boxing world since the fight was announced, with 2 modern-era greats set to clash on September 13th to determine who's the best. The hype continues to build daily, and now veteran trainer Teddy Atlas, widely respected for his deep boxing knowledge, has weighed in with his prediction. In a recent interview with The Ring, Atlas highlighted a timeless debate in boxing. What happens when a great smaller fighter faces a great bigger one? This, he noted, is the central question of the Canelo versus Crawford showdown.
I just think Crawford's real special. I think
Canelo's really good, really good. But I think Crawford is special. I know he hasn't fought the resume everyone wants, but you have that or you don't have that ingredient. And I think he has it. I see it. The timing, the instinct, the eyes, the ability to be chilly cold, not just cold and calm, but chilly.
Bud is moving up 2 weight classes, with his last fight taking place at 154 pounds against Israel Madrimov. While Crawford didn't appear at his sharpest in that bout, Teddy Atlas pointed out that Madrimov's extensive amateur background, over 300 fights, makes him a tricky opponent. In his conversation with The Ring, Atlas broke down the dynamics of the upcoming Canelo versus Crawford matchup, saying, "You reverse who's got the advantage and the disadvantage. Yeah, size and power. Canelo's got the advantage. But then you stop and say, wait a minute, the other guy is faster. The other guy's craftier. The other guy has more options. The other guy's slicker. Maybe he's the one with the real advantages."
To 154, but he was fighting a good fighter. He was fighting a guy that fought a very difficult style at that moment, and he was fighting at a weight class that was foreign to him, and we had to give him a minute. Nobody wants to give anyone a minute in this business. You're supposed to be great, you got to be great every minute. But I gave him a minute to kind of get his feet settled at a new weight.
Atlas went on to draw a parallel between Canelo Álvarez versus Terence Crawford and Manny Pacquiao's 2008 fight against Oscar de la Hoya. He noted that Pacquiao, the smaller but faster fighter, dominated de la Hoya in that showdown. Like the first time Pacquiao fought de la Hoya, "I know de la Hoya was having trouble with weight and all that, I get it. But still, I remember I picked that one. I said Pacquiao's going to win," Atlas recalled. "You're saying de la Hoya is bigger, stronger, has the power advantage, has the edge, but the other guy's quicker. That's going to be an edge." And it was an edge.
It's within Crawford. It's in his desire, it's in his mind, it's in his makeup, it's in his background, where he came from. That there's something about, just like a Sugar Ray Leonard had that something about him when he's a junkyard dog, when he has to be a junkyard dog. And with all the intangible...
Atlas praised Canelo Álvarez's impressive resume, but made it clear where he stands. "I'm one of the people who thinks Crawford is very, very special. I'm not saying Canelo isn't, but I think Crawford is special in a different way. He has instincts that not everyone has. It's the timing, the instinctual things, the X factor, and again, the intangibles he brings." Meanwhile, over the first weekend of June, 8-division champion Manny Pacquiao will be inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame. After the ceremony, his focus returns to Mario Barrios, a 30-year-old who wasn't even born when Pacquiao made his pro debut in 1995. Earlier this month, the WBC re-entered Pacquiao into its rankings at the number 5 spot, and the hand-picked Barrios is widely seen as a very winnable opponent for the Filipino legend. After a long-anticipated fight with Pacquiao fell through last year, Mario Barrios turned his attention elsewhere and ended up with a surprising split draw against Abel Ramos in November. When Pacquiao was recently asked by reporters about the 16-year age gap and the risks of returning to the ring at this stage of his life, he simply smiled and said, "Don't worry about it." Trainer Freddie Roach acknowledged the difficulty of the comeback, telling The Ring in a statement via his publicist Fred Sternberg, "It's a tough road for anyone at this age to do what Manny is trying to do, but if anyone can do it, Manny can." Pacquiao also hinted that his son, Jimuel, will be making his professional debut on the same card, which is also expected to include the rematch between WBC junior middleweight champion Sebastian Fundora and Tim Tsayu.
We're here in Manila with the great legendary champion Manny Pacquiao, Sean Gibbons, and Manny is announcing the creation of the memorial for the 50th anniversary of Ali Frazier, the Thrill in Manila.
That was 50 years ago.
So next October 1st, 2025, many surprises to come. And we will fully support all your efforts.
It's going to be
He's 46 now, and even me, as his son, I love him, he's my dad, but there's also concern, Jimuel told reporters during Freddie Roach's ceremony in Hollywood on Sunday. But I believe in him. He's shown us that he stays in shape year-round and all that. So weight is not going to be a problem. Fitness is not going to be a problem.
Tremendous shape. You're ready to fight Barrios tonight and make history, Manny.
Manny, you excited to step into the ring again?
Yes.
What do you think of Barrios? He's a big, strong, he's young, he's 30. You have 16 years on him, Manny.
Don't worry about it. Manny, for a lot of people, you're the greatest fighter in history, the only independent champion, the only champion in 4 different decades. When you beat Barrios, what does that say?
Oh, it's a big thing for me.
And congratulations, you're in the Hall of Fame.
Yes, June. How are you, madam?
The fervor and buzz surrounding Manny Pacquiao is building once again. While criticism over his comeback bout against Mario Barrios continues, the boxing legend remains focused on his preparation for the big fight on July 19th. Despite the skepticism, the excitement hasn't completely faded. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on boxing news, moments, events, and action, stay connected by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss when we drop quality content like this.